The moment Saturn dies and is reborn again is the moment when the sun touches it. It's the moment of Kazimi, and when the sun approaches, Saturn gets older and older and older and is reborn when the sun moves away again. And he dies as an evening star, and he is born as a morning star. And in this moment, I am reading, this happens. And I want to say thank you to Saturn. Thank you for 28 and a half years, I guess, teaching me to be humble, to be aware, to be accountable, to be in my real essence of divine feminine. This was a tough ride, as Saturn always is. It's like tough love. And in this moment when the sun touches Saturn, they are both in the 22nd GeneKey. It's the GeneKey that describes the journey from dishonor into the gift of graciousness and into the city of grace. And that's exactly what I say thank you for the lessons that Saturn taught me what that is, how dishonor happens, how I am not gracious, and how to step into a state where grace can touch you. Welcome to this reading, and my name is Sybille, and I want to invite you to take a moment with me to take a deep look into this 22nd GeneKey. For me, it is one of the most important GeneKeys because it holds the promise to heal all of our wounds. And there are a couple of core wounds we deal with, right? It's repression, denial, shame, rejection, guilt, separation. And in the GeneKeys, the city of grace is the healing substitute, I think you can say, for all of them. But it's a tough ride to get to the place where we can be in this place of graciousness and allow grace to enter our life. And this is my tribute to Saturn, because Saturn often allows us to experience things and to learn from them, because Saturn is so, it always comes back, right? It always comes back. It gives you the next lesson. It asks you the question, how do you want to react in this moment? And so this shadow of dishonor that comes with this GeneKey is the moment when we don't take responsibility for our emotions. The moment when we blame others, or when we react to the blame of others as well. When we are not in this in the present moment taking responsibility for our own emotions and just putting them on other people because what they did to you. And on the other hand, and that can be a game as well, right? And I want to draw cards while I tell you something about this. And I feel these are our cards. You know, when there's something happening inside of us that is reactive, that is about not taking responsibility for other people, for our emotions, and blaming it on other people, then we dishonor ourselves and we dishonor the other, because we don't step into the behavior that we are compassionate with them about what they do, how they react, how they treat us in this moment. And we don't step into the place where we can say, yeah, I can see why that is. I can see how life treated them to do something like this. And if we react and if we give back in this way and blame them for being how they are, we are dishonoring us as well. And this whole theme came up for me yesterday because something came up that changed my perception of my own emotions that I'm experiencing right now. And it brought an amazing change because I realized at one point, getting into my own alliance with myself, getting in the alliance and the connection of my gifts, my life journey, and my knowledge about the synchronicities. I experienced in this moment a big shift where I didn't expect in this extreme way. And I listened, I want to mention this because it was profound. I listened to Aubrey, and I listened to a talk about how we disconnect from our shadow self, how we identify with our shadow self. And in one moment he mentioned Paul Selig. And I listened to Paul Selig, and he gave me something that changed me in the moment. And it was just something in the word. It was this, I know who I am in the truth. I know what I am in the truth. I know who I serve in the truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. And at this moment, something changed. And I found something that was already there, but I lost it in the tumult of these chaotic moments. And I lost it for a moment. And I identified with my own chaos. and to step back into this place where we can connect to our essence. That's what it gave to me. That's what it did. And I'm really grateful for this. And I think both of them are amazing humans. So if you, it's just a recommendation to listen. And this feels like, and as I can see these cards, it's a big shift that is happening right now. And even if you are in chaos right now, it is the remembering, it is the reminder of stepping away into your own conjunction with yourself, because that is your conjunction with life. And it's allowing chaos to be, allowing the connection to the outer world, allowing the connection to your own groundedness, to your own way, how you are rooted and how you can grow into the heavens, how it is not limited what you can do in this world. And it's like a reminder of, don't allow lack, don't allow your own beliefs that hold you back to keep you from growing in a healthy way, from growing into the area where you really want to be. And step away from this holding on to stressful beliefs, holding on to tension. And allow yourself to do something else. Allow yourself to be seen with all of this. And wow, that is really beautiful. Wow, look at this. That is like, that I really love it, because that's how what I wanted to say. That is these are the cards that I wanted to draw. And then when they come out, I am in awe for love, for life, for card readings as well. And I do this, I'm reading cards since I am 8. And it's because cards gave me the opportunity to be connected to my higher self. They gave me the opportunity to make sense of life. And I could ask questions to understand things, because I have to understand things. And this is why my radiance is the 22nd GeneKey. And of course, this reading isn't about me, but it is an explanation for how this GeneKey works. And this GeneKey is the programming partner of the 22nd GeneKey is the 47th GeneKey. And this GeneKey is about, the shadow is about oppression. It is running from oppression into the gift of transmutation and into the city of transfiguration. And it's coming from this hopeless place, and from the urge to make sense, to create something out of the energies that are already there, to transmute the situation, to transfigure. That is the gift and the city that comes with this. And this is like, allow yourself, and this is where graciousness comes in, to be in your passion, to stand, and even to stand in your own fire, to be in the moment, even when it's uncomfortable, because it's the invitation to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. and to not oppress all of these things that are coming up, because they are here for a reason. They are here to make you grow. This is the perfect card for my relationship to Saturn, because Saturn taught me to stand my ground in my own emotions without stepping away all the time, without blaming on other people, without doing something that is keeping me away. So that is stay in this place of where you tend to step into victimhood, where you tend into stepping into old patterns. And these are patterns of pleasure and pain. Instant gratification comes with all of this, right? To step into the place where we have to have something to feel the pleasure just for a moment. And to allow yourself to step away from that and to feel the pain in the moment and to allow the fire to clean it up. And with this noble quality, right? This is like graciousness. It's the attitude that you come with, taking accountability for the state we are in, instead of blaming others and stepping into the victim mentality, without looking for a reason that we have to fix. Just be in the now and feel the pain. And stopping to dishonor ourselves and others. And that's my relationship to Saturn. Saturn brought me so many things that I had to step into these moments of, oh, that is me. That is not someone else. I can see all the patterns that come with it because I have a lot of words, right? I can blame other people. I can do the thing that gets me away and gets me out of my accountability. But what I realized in my life was Saturn brings it back, because Saturn wants you to be gracious. Saturn wants you to see the patterns. Saturn wants you to be enlightened. And however you go there, that's not important for Saturn. If you want to suffer, you can suffer. And the connection of these areas where you stand in your fire, where you allow your passion to be, where you allow the fire burning you to the ground, to allow yourself to be reborn again. That's the path of the magician, right? The path of the magician is to be burned to the ground. It is the path of the phoenix. And the invitation to be enlightened, to die like Saturn dies in this moment, and to be reborn again in grace. And to stay in your accountability. It's like Saturn helps you to step into your own artistry. What does that mean? That means that Saturn helps you to be gracious in the way you can be. It's the way you find your own patterns of not being gracious, not dishonoring yourself. It is you, how you treat yourself, how you honor yourself in these moments, and how you fight your battle between pleasure and pain. And Saturn always asks you, can you let go of both? Because if you let go of both, you can stay in this present moment and you can allow yourself to live life in its cycles and to be in sync with life. And that is what it comes with living in a profound way in this present moment and allow life to talk to you. And I often felt my connection to Saturn like that I was put into square one again. But that I realized at one point that was victimhood as well. Because Saturn doesn't put you in square one. It's like find a place in time where Saturn reminds you again, or we come again into this theme. But we don't come again into this theme at the same place and time. We have learned something. So it's like a spiral where Saturn comes back again to get in conjunction with this theme in your life. And that is our Saturn return, right? When we get into the place where Saturn touches our Saturn in our life, these are often profound changes in our life. If it's your first Saturn return, your second or your third Saturn return, it's about maturation in different levels. But Saturn comes again and said, oh, did you learn this? How do you want to deal with it now? How do you want to move forwards? And how do you want to treat yourself and others? Saturn in this place reminds us of our kindness, how to be careful, how to be warm, how to treat others with dignity without entangling us in their themes and in ourself. And if we allow life to work with us, if we are here, for example, if we are here to sing our song, that's what came up yesterday as well, that we are here to sing our unique song. What if we decide to sing our unique song, life starts to sing us? What if we are sung by life? And Saturn is the one who tells us, please evolve. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Please step into your real divine feminine essence of love. Of the divine love, the universal love, loving everything equal, loving life, even when it's hard in the moment to see the perfection in it. And that is something that can be really funny if you allow yourself to see it without selfing, without stepping into the identification. Then you can see the perfection of the chaos. And I can see this in my own behaviors, in my own chaos, in my own crisis. I can see the perfection in this. Where all of the patterns came again, and I decided again and again and again to decide for the pleasure and or the pain, for both of them. I just decided to stay not in the present moment and not to take what is there and to be connected to all of this. And in this creation, in my own creation, I created a crisis that is perfect. That's perfect to put me in the place where I cannot decide something else. Where I have to honor and where I have to be gracious about other people, about my relationship to them, my ability to harm them or not to do so. And that is the moment again, that is this moment when the sun touches Saturn, where Saturn asks again. And it's a friendly ask, because Saturn in this moment is an old man. He's not as strong as it could be in different signs than in Pisces. But at the moment it is in Pisces. It's not visible because the sun is so close. And this old man is asking you, do you want to heal? Do you want to start a new cycle in your life? And in this moment, can you say yes to this? Can you say, yes, I want to fall in love with my life? I want to be all that I can be, all that I came here to be. Can you say yes to this transmutation of energy, this transfiguration of yourself, of your journey, of your energy, into the graciousness that is asked of you? We cannot make it happen by stepping into the question, oh, life has to give me this, life has to do this to make me happy, to give me my pleasures. We can allow life to humble us. And that's what often happens in these times where we are asked to grow up. We are humbled. And we have to be honest at one point, with not blaming ourselves as well, without judging, just seeing the patterns without selfing, without identifying, without falling for the trap of shame and guilt and denial and separation and repression, rejection, without falling for them, to finding this spot in life, this spot in time. Saturn is the master of time. In a timeless world. And finding this spot where you can be honest and where you can allow balance to be in the expression of your emotions and the decency on the other hand. That's what Richard Rudd talks about when he talks about the 22nd GeneKey, and he talks about the grace touching you because that's what happens. When life and Saturn teases us to do something different this time. This is the moment when suffering can transcend. That's the moment when we are touched by life. And this is the moment when life makes us pause for a moment. And this can be something that is touching you in nature, where you can see the connection, where you can see the answer from life. And where you can honor just the moment in awe. And I want to share a story with you. When this happened in my life, when I drove with my car to someplace, I opened up both of my windows, and in the moment I did, I felt something flew in my car. And I thought, oh, that was big. I don't know what it was, but I felt the presence. I felt the energy. And I looked into the mirror in my car and I saw a dragonfly moving in my car, not touching the windows, just circling in my car. And it was big. And I was, wow, there is a lot of energy in here. And this dragonfly just kept moving. And in the next moment, it just sat down on the seat next to me. It was like looking at me and waiting for me to do something about it, because it couldn't leave my car because of the wind. It could enter my car, but it couldn't leave my car. And so all of my hairs on my body were standing up, because it was like I was in awe. I was touched by this being there. And so I stopped my car and I turned towards it as it was sitting there just looking at me. And I said, "You're ready to go now." And it just took off. And this was a moment in time where I was rushing from pain into pleasure, where I was in this moment when I fell for a pattern. And this amazing being just showed me that there are other ways. It didn't touch my car, except the seat, but it just flew around. It was just like in the present moment, realizing where it was in this car. It wasn't used to be in the car, but it did the right thing, just circling around, seeing what was happening, and just taking a seat, taking a moment, taking a pause to wait for me to open up the space again to do something else. And it was an amazing example for me that we often, when we find the connection to this animal, we often find ourselves just touching the window, trying to get through something that is not available as an entry or an exit. We try the same thing again. It was like being the one hitting the closed windows as often as we can to find a solution in this moment. But these windows are not available and they are closed. And so what can we do? We take a moment, we allow ourselves to be in this pain where we realize this is not our exit, this is not the entry, this is not the door that is for us. To stay there for a moment, to allow life to open up another exit, entry, or another perspective for us, and trusting in the moment. And that was something that humbled me the most. This precious dragonfly trusted me in this moment to be someone that can open up the space to exit. And it was right, because that is what love and life does. Life always opens up the next space. And maybe Saturn is standing there, newly born and connected to our path, connected to our way, how we want to move through life. And we want to see what that means in the next phase of our life. What is the decision that allows us to step into the next phase, into we have a lot of cards that came up with this. I want to leave the 47th there. And the Three of Wands telling us that this is the moment where we step into our own emotions and allowing things to come in. And this feels like whatever you are dealing with right now, it leads into something where you get something, where you can get and where you can give. And it leads into a collaboration that brings in the resources for you to move on. If this is about, if you're the whole sermon I talked about, maybe your theme is about being wanting to have something new in your working space, doing something, creating a project or something. This is the promise that you will get into the place where you can create again, where you can move forwards and see the ships coming in with all of the work you did. And I think, you wouldn't be here anymore if you wouldn't have done a lot of work on yourself. You wouldn't have listened to me. Because in the place of dishonor and in the place of accountability for your own emotions, you would have gone somewhere else, into a place of pleasure. But you didn't. You are here. So you didn't go somewhere in the place of pleasure, and you didn't go in the place of pain, because you stayed in this moment to be here with me. And this is the invitation to do something else, to trust life, to trust love, because it will come your way, and to trust in this closing, this resurrection. It is like we have to burn to rise up again, and to trust that life will come. The new beginning is about to happen, and it is about this moment of resurrection. It's the moment of you creating your own emotional stability by doing this trustful, allowing yourself to be accountable and to let go of the burdens. And it's like stop yourself from being defensive, stop yourself from reacting to other people, blaming. And that is like the big moment of being accountable for yourself, being your own structure in the same time as being your own intuition. And it is, I feel that this is an amazing closing message that I have for this moment of time of where I started with Saturn. The Emperor is structure. The Emperor knows where he goes. The Emperor knows the things that he has to do to make something happen. And the High Priestess is the knowledge that comes from a different space. The knowledge to be connected to the higher realms, to follow your intuition, to follow your own deepness, your own spirituality, the connection of being connected to the higher realms and creating structures at the same time. In this moment, Saturn is reborn for us again, to create something new, to connect. And this is what I feel that what happens is the connection of the worlds. It's connection of our 3D world with our 5D world. That's magic. That's an amazing connection that happens right now. And these are the perfect cards for me to show all of this and to invite you to embrace the lessons Saturn had for you and to say thank you. Thank you and farewell. The old patterns, farewell. My old self, farewell. And to embrace the new one that has never been seen. This moment where Saturn gets reborn and we have a new Saturn in Pisces. This is the moment where the next 28 years of our spirituality starts again. Saturn was in Pisces in midst of 60s and in the 90s. And this rebirth of Saturn brings us a new world that is connected to the other realms, that is wider than we ever thought. It is the connection of the structure of the not structurable. I don't know if this is a word, but it's like bringing structure to the open space of the ocean, allowing us to create something special in this moment of spiritual, the ocean, the wide ocean, and the unity consciousness, the love that comes with it, and the grace that comes with it when life merges these themes inside of us, where you can see, oh, I have this and I have this, and I am a part of this new life, this new world, and I am able to give my part to this. This Saturn that is restructuring our spirituality, our way, how we are in unity consciousness, how we live our life in love, is special. This moment is special for all of us. And this is my tribute to Saturn and its journey through Pisces and the kiss with the sun. It's my tribute to say thank you for all of the lessons you allowed me to experience, for all of your grace, that you always came back and asked me again if I want to do something different. Your never-ending love, although it was tough love at some points, but it was love for the greater good and for my experiences and my growth. And I embrace the new Saturn that allows me to fuel the next part of my life with the love I gained, with the grace life gave me. Life touched me with this grace. And I can see when I look back, I can see all the lessons, all the love that was put in me. And so to step into the next phase and to say, I will give it back. I will be a part of this next Saturn in Pisces era, where I can bring my light, where I can bring my love, where I can bring my innocence, and to create another world, to create something else in this moment of chaos, where all these moving parts are just moving to find a new place in our lives, to recreate, to be reborn, to be restructured, and to combine the things that seemed to be so different that they cannot be connected, but they can. And that's what Saturn taught us. If we are in the place where we can be accountable for our own emotions, how we feel is our business. How we react is our business. How we learn to respond, to take a pause, and to do something different because it is the right thing to do, and to connect us in love, to connect our real world, our 5D spiritual world with love, and to fuel our next steps. That's on us. And then life will touch us, as it always does, in grace. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me, and I am so grateful for every single one of you, because I feel that this is special. This moment is special. So, thank you again, and I see you soon.